Woman look like she chop food and give up herself. I saw it go. Like she there Jamaica put her affairs in order. Cause when you chop them big food there, you see me. You have to put your affairs in order, you see me. Cause you know the FBI them still are come for you. So if you're there Jamaica, you just give up your bumbo clad self, you see me. I saw it go when you chop your big food, mama. You don't know say crime never blood clad pay and the FBI and everybody are gonna make your bumbo clad pay. I saw it go, mama. Go and go serve your blood clad time. You see me, you chop your big food and I knock no wrong. You're not going to be the first to chop the food and you're not going to be the last to chop the blood clot food. They must say, yo, you chop a COVID money over 32 milli. I know say you alone chop a COVID money, but it seems like you them turn to make it fierce and the FBI wanted your mama and a time for you bring in yourself and you know it's time. You give them a good run, you give them a good run, John. So a time for you just bumbo clock go in. Put your affair in the order, stash over there. So take out what you take out of your name. We you don't know about, you don't know about. Just done south yourself when you go in. Just go in fully done south. You see me? So when time for you go in, you're fully done. Just done.
So a lot of people are talking about this woman who was just captured by the federal government for stealing over $32 million, her and her co-accused. And I see a lot of people asking how she do it and how was that possible. And I'm going to explain that to you. So during the pandemic, the US government created something called the PPP loan. The purpose for this was to help businesses pay employees, like do what they needed to do to keep the economy running, just to prevent a recession. So this money was not necessarily free money. It was given to these businesses to keep the business going, and provided that they do what they say they're going to do with the money, the loan would be forgiven. In economics, this is called the expansionary fiscal policy. This policy allows the government to spend more money, like I just mentioned, to protect businesses, to protect jobs, to keep the economy flowing, hence why this was created. So according to the federal government, this was more than just PPP. It is alleged that her and her co-accused signed more than 90 fraudulent documents, submitted fake tax records, you name it, they submitted it and was able to get this money. And what you have to understand, the Paycheck Protection Program, the PPP, was literally created to help struggling businesses. And it's not just her. A lot of businesses, a lot of people are going to prison for it, are already in prison for this type of fraud, because when you think about it, these monies would actually go to real struggling businesses who really want their business to survive and want their employees to be employed still. So kudos to the federal government, and I hope them crack down and catch you one by one. That is greed.
Presently on your screen is Elaine Angine Esco, a high-profile fugitive featured on the FBI's most wanted fraudsters list. She was captured in Jamaica and returned to the United States of America to face federal charges for her alleged role in a multi-million-dollar pandemic relief scam. Yeah, man. So Elaine Esco had been on the run since May of 2025. She was captured by the Jamaican authorities acting on an FBI tip whilst living under an assumed name identified as Harley Newman. So Elaine Esco is accused of being the ringleader in an elaborate scheme that fraudulently obtained over 32 million United States dollars in federal pandemic relief funds. So between 2020 and 2021, the criminal element, the female criminal element, and 5 of her co-conspirators submitted over 90 fraudulent applications for the Paycheck Protection Program, that's the PPP, and the Restaurant Revitalization Fund, and the Shuttered Venue Operators Grant. They used falsified payroll records, tax documents, and inflated employee metrics. So once the government dispersed the funds, the group allegedly funneled the cash through controlled businesses and used blank and signed checks to mask the origin of the money. So the collaboration between the FBI, Jamaican law enforcement, Homeland Security, and the U.S. Marshals she was captured and safely returned to South Florida, where she will be now answering to the charges preferred against her. Yeah, man. So right there and there.
The next thing we're going to talk about is a woman who was recently captured in Jamaica, and basically they extradited her to the United States because she did in some COVID scam business. You see more people and scam her whole heap of money. Come to Jamaica, right? She come her home country, her birth country, out of everywhere else in the world. Look where she come and have so much money, $30 million. Anyway, them all are out here. You don't know the police, them I work with the FBI and thing. Them all are, she gone back a foreign now, you know. FBI, them extradite her back and all of them little thing there. So I could get into this story so I understand what's going on, is it? So it's the FBI's most wanted fraud suspect captured in Jamaica after alleged US $32 million scam. Elaine Angine Esco has been returned to the United States from Jamaica after being captured by Jamaican authorities in connection with an alleged US $32 million CV-19 relief fraud scheme. According to the FBI, Esco is accused of conspiring to commit wire fraud and money laundering by fraudulent obtaining millions of dollars through multiple federal pandemic relief programs, I should say. A federal arrest warrant was issued for her in May 2025 after she was charged in the United States. District Court for the Southern District of Florida. She later failed to appear for a scheduled court hearing on June the 5th, 2025, and investigators believe she had fled to Jamaica. Authorities say Esco was eventually located and arrested in Jamaica after a tip led law enforcement to her. She was allegedly living under a false identity before being taken into custody and extradited to the United States. The FBI said her arrest highlighted continued efforts to track down financial crime suspects regardless of where they flee. The investigation involved multiple agencies including Homeland Security Investigation, the U.S. Marshals, the U.S. Attorney Office for the Southern District of Florida, the U.S. Embassy in Kingston, the Jamaica Constabulary Force, and the Jamaica Fugitive Apprehension Team. Esco is expected to face federal charges related to the alleged scheme, which prosecutors say fraudulently obtained more than US $32 million in pandemic relief funds. So that is what's going on, my people. Now, one of the things I see all the people are saying, why she come to Jamaica? Why she never go to some other country where them can extradite you out or something like that? Zine, they call some country name, which me not go call out them names. Zine. Yeah, that's one thing with somebody I say, or a couple people I say, why come back to your homeland? Because I any idea, people are going to snitch you out, you see it? Yeah, man, because guess what now, I think the reward was $150,000 US, right? So you look on about, a good amount of money about $20 million, something like so. Either way, people, you don't know if money involved, people are going to snitch out. And if you now offer somebody more than what the FBI offer, then we think I got happen. You see me? If your neighbor knows it over there, say, you know, they must snitch out if you not offer, say, look, 300, 500, and you don't even go know when they must snitch out. So you don't even go get a chance for offer or whatever it may be. Some people say, she should have got this on the plastic surgery. There's like a lot of things that people say, but I feel like no matter where she go up on earth, they would eventually find her. I think they would eventually find her, people. You see me? I think there's no country she could have been safe. But I think she come to Jamaica because she have people, family. She just feel like she should have been safe. But I feel like, yes, the wrong move she make. But I feel like any country she go should have eventually get catch. That's just my personal opinion. But let me know, what would you do if you get away with so much money? $30 million US, Jaja. People, let me know anything about this in the comment section, and thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Bless upon yourself until me drop the next video. I'm out.
Imagine stealing $32 million US in a COVID relief fraud scheme in the United States, then fleeing the United States to Jamaica to hide out. So, a Jamaican woman stole approximately $32 million US in a COVID relief fraud scheme, then ditching the United States to Jamaica to hide out. So, she was later then placed on the FBI's most wanted list after the FBI got intelligence that she was hiding out in Jamaica. The FBI then went ahead and placed $150,000 US for anyone that has information with her arrest. You feel me? Listen, she's arrested and she was indeed found in Jamaica. No Jamaican would have allowed that opportunity to pass them. Honestly. So, given the fact that Jamaica is so small, why would you try to relocate to Jamaica? Like, be for real. There is Africa, there is Asia, there is New Zealand, there is Australia. There is so much big countries where you could have went ahead, hide your identity and do so much. Do face surgery. There is so much you could have done out of $32 million. But yes, she was caught in Jamaica. Obviously, as somebody rat her out. Because no Jamaican now go pass the opportunity of being $150,000 US richer. But yeah, they found her. Her name is Elaine Angeline Esco. So now, Elaine Angeline Esco is facing federal charges and prosecution. She was extradited to the US, obviously. But yeah, oh my God, I'm wondering how much years she will serve, like, in federal prison. Because, trust me, they're gonna do her so bad.
You see, well, thank God, I've never really been a red eye person still, you know. I'm never really red eye, you know. I've been the person, if I buy something, it's because I feel like, yeah, I want it. Not because, you know, like, I see somebody with it. It's all because I've always wanted it or something like that. I tell people all the time, when you see whether good or bad, when I see people with them things, don't bad mind them feet, because you don't know good or bad. The sacrifices that that person had to make to get what they have. There are certain sacrifices that you and I, good or bad, are just not willing to make to get what that person has. And that is good or bad. Now, you as a big 41-year-old woman, 41, you know, before you're in your career, you settle down and you're relaxed. You probably go look for start in the next probably 10 so years. You look for start take care of Grand Pitney. You make FBI a haul and pull you like a common criminal. It don't look good enough. You know some big people. And that's why I tell people, so let me tell you something here. The scammers, they may look like them a win, but I'll tell you this here. Give it time. Give it time. Them know so them just can't haul and pull it like that, you know, because you can sue them. They do not arrest you unless they have something concrete on you. I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. That is the Federal Bureau of Investigations. They do not arrest you unless they have something concrete on it. They might watch you for years. You may think so them now watch you. But you see, once it is that you go through any one of them airport in them 50 states there, you are in the US database. Them can watch you anywhere you're there. Them will work with other countries to watch you. And I'm going to let you know this. One thing Uncle Sam don't play about is their money. One thing. You see, once it passed $999, it's a federal crime right now. It's no longer anything petty. It's a federal crime. And you will be caught. I promise you could have there underneath your motherfucker. Them a come for you. I promise you, when them are ready, them a come for you. You think so them don't know she left the country? Them know, you know? Let me tell you something, them people here, them know, them have eye everywhere. Them know say she out here. Them know which part you there. If them want to find you, not take nothing off of them for find you. And how me know so them can't find you is, I got an email from a certain entity in this country, and fun fact, me never give them my email. Me never give them my email. And they had my email. They contacted me by phone and email. Call my phone. And you think say them don't know which part you there? Okay.
A fugitive on the FBI's most wanted fraudsters list has been returned to the Southern District of Florida to face federal charges for her alleged role in a scheme that fraudulently obtained more than $32 million in federal COVID-19 relief funds. Elaine Esco, 41, was charged by indictment in 2025 with conspiracy to commit wire fraud. Now, conspiracy to commit money laundering and multiple substantive counts of wire fraud as well, and money laundering. Now, after a federal arrest warrant was issued in May 2025, Esco failed to appear for her court appearance and fled to Jamaica. Acting on information developed by the FBI, Jamaican authorities captured Esco after receiving a tip she had been living under a fake identity of Harley Newman. In a release from the U.S. Attorney's Office, Southern District of Florida, Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche said the most wanted fraudster allegedly obtained tens of millions in COVID-19 relief, stealing critical resources from legitimate businesses during a national crisis. She fled the country believing she could escape justice, but ultimately could not. Those who exploit a taxpayer-funded program will be held accountable by this Department of Justice, no matter how long it takes or where they attempt to hide. End quote. Now, she returned to South Florida today through the coordinated efforts of the FBI, the U.S. Marshals Service, the U.S. Department of State's Diplomatic Security Service, Regional Security Office at the U.S. Embassy in Kingston, the Jamaican Constabulary Force, the JCF, and the JCF Jamaica Fugitive Apprehension Team. Esco is the last remaining defendant charged in the scheme following a December 2025 trial.
Boy, one thing with Jamaica people, everything the Prime Minister is a problem. If a man buy one shoes and show you see a tax money he might use buy it. And I Prime Minister Jamaica, he might work, he might have a salary to get. I want to know that too. So if he can buy things. What wrong with you? A man buy one ticket and go to World Cup final, a tax money he use. Someone never work with pay tax and I wouldn't run up on the mouth the most, brother. Lord, the man keep on enjoying life, man. Regular people they work up. So I rich Prime Minister of Jamaica can go. It is a tax money he might use. So no money enough for him rotted. You know if you get pay.
And here's a fun fact, no. Most people, or a lot of people who are in certain job professions, they don't have a life outside of their work. And that's why they hate on a lot of people, because those people have a life outside of their job. There are people who believe that if you're in a certain profession, you shouldn't act outside of that profession. If you're a teacher, you should be a teacher morning, noon, and night, in which I do believe that in some context you will be. But what I mean is that they don't expect to see you living as an ordinary person. They don't expect to see you maybe going out, maybe doing TikToks. And that's why I received so much pushback when I came on TikTok, because people were like, oh yeah, teacher, where you get time to do all of this? I promise you, if I did not have the time to do this, I would not be a teacher. I am not going to allow a job to consume my life. I am sorry. There are people who believe that taking pride in their job is allowing it to consume their life. I promise you that's not. That's a whole different thing. You are a person outside of your job. There are people who don't have a personality outside of them job. Take away them job, them don't know what to do. Them not have no else them that them like. Them not know what else them would do. There are people out there who take away being a mother from them. They don't have anything that they like. They don't have any form of leisure, any form of enjoyment. Them just a live for live. And that's why so much people are flustered with the idea of the Prime Minister just having fun. He's human first. If the average Jamaican did get a FIFA finals ticket, don't you think they would have taken it and gone? So why him should go? The man is human first. He's human first. I am of the strong belief that if you work hard, you should play harder. You should enjoy what you work for. Because my promise say, if I did tomorrow, somebody else I enjoy it and them I got FIFA for your hard working money. I'm not asking me, I tell you.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness yesterday stated he did not use our taxpayers' money to fund his trip to the World Cup finale. He stated he was invited there by FIFA, and of course he paid his way with his money and not the taxpayers' money. Many persons took to social media stating we still have so many displaced since Hurricane Melissa, and he would have spent so much money to gallivant at the World Cup. I don't know. I don't know. But yes, everybody is not happy. But I don't know. He said he didn't use the taxpayers' money. He used his money. Because, of course, we know the Prime Minister have many businesses. And, yeah, so I don't know. But stop saying him use the money. Him say him not use it, okay? He didn't.
I'd like a couple of people to ask themselves. Well, not a couple of people. I'd like all of you to ask yourselves. How do you think big business deals get done internationally? When the opportunity is in one country and the persons to ensure the opportunity turns into an actual event lives in another country. Ask people like William Mafood at Wisinko, Richard Pandohi at Seprad. Ask these guys who have to travel regularly. When I say regularly, they might have to just dip on plane constantly. Ask them how the deals that they sign get done. Ask them how many of the deals they do on Zoom or on the phone. And ask them if they could not travel to press flesh, look people in the eye, talk to people directly, to feel the energy in a room, to be able to adjust their business pitch accordingly. How many deals that they do would actually get done? So notice I left out that part in my comments and just let the Prime Minister say it for himself. We are preparing to host a big event, and the World Cup final brings everybody together. What price is too much to pay for the Prime Minister to be in the space as the people he's looking to convince of Jamaica's candidature for a co-hosting gig? What price is too much to pay for him to be there? And then him say he paid for his own travel. I don't know about the delegation or if the expression covers everybody who traveled with him. I don't know if there was a delegation. Of course, he'd have to have security and staff and so forth. Prime Ministers don't travel alone. It's not like me. Yeah? But sometimes one of the things that is affecting us, we have some people schooled in the ways of politics, commentary, and even journalism of the 80s and 90s, hanging on by the dirt under their fingernails, populate the space with certain kind of thinking, and a captive audience who needs fodder, needs something to sustain them, to validate their existence day by day. Run with it, latch onto it, run with it, and propagation occurs. Oh my God. They are like pollen grains to someone highly allergic in summertime.
When Spain win the World Cup, Zine, me see Andrew Holness, I tell we all, the World Cup was such lovely and him enjoy the World Cup. We see him all at World Cup I watch. We see Andrew Holness at World Cup I watch the World Cup match. Me say, wow, boss thing up, man. What you say to me, G? Boss thing up. But yet still, road down a years mash up. Yeah, look through it and so style. And yet still, the government come out with demerit points fuckery now. Remember, you know, when you drive on the road, I'm not sure how a game play. You don't see why police them turn up nowadays. The man them turn up right side of a patrol. If you tap a man them, so they can't go no ticket. I say man them go to work, turn up side of a patrol. So if you sight the patrol, yeah, police, bro, the game of rigged. That's why I'm not drive no car. I take taxi like that till me.
This got to be AI. This can't real blood clot. The Prime Minister of Jamaica, Mr. Andrew Holness, make it to the World Cup. Instead of the reggae boys who make it to the World Cup, and Prime Minister of Jamaica make it to the World Cup to rascal. Andrew Holness, you play 9 people in face. The people in 14 of you stunt and show off on them Andrew Holness. Where you go World Cup in them hungry time? You left Jamaica and they are World Cup while your police friend them abuse and kill off much people at Jamaica. Your girl from Granville and Montego Bay when you Buju, when she bury a World Cup at the Andrew Holness. You know if you that them place, if you that that try to come up with a solution to fix Jamaica, how much millions of dollars you get during Hurricane Melissa and you rob you up. Me and Holness, where you do a World Cup, you use the people and free money where citizens of Jamaica can get during the fucking storm. And you take it by plane ticket and that World Cup. And Holness, if you come down, you don't deserve to be no Prime Minister of Jamaica. Cause you come like one of them pussy wall when I used to nothing. You see, because when the Jamaican reggae boys will qualify for the World Cup, you're going to sit down with the salt self, you know. Remember your curse, you know, and Holness. Remember your destruction. And now, when the reggae boys will qualify for the World Cup, I'm a Prime Minister, Mrs. Andrew Holness, because you can't name no Mr. Blood Clot. Mrs. Andrew Holness, sit down and watch World Cup match. I say Argentina play a good game, but Spain outplay them. What you know about football, Andrew Holness? You don't know your left foot from your right foot. Right there, me give you a bumbo claw ball to kick right now, Andrew Holness. Why you swing that the foot, you jump on your big nose? What you do a World Cup? You don't care about the citizens of Jamaica? You don't care about the youth and future? We need a better tomorrow. Jamaica land we love, and we say out of million people. You see, Andrew Holness, me not say there's no solution you come up with to create a better Jamaica. Sweet, sweet Jamaica.
Taxpayer money well spent. Good work, Andrew. While most Jamaicans living in Westmoreland, Trelawney, etc. still under tarpaulin from the previous hurricane Melissa, and the new hurricane season is coming up. One poverty minister. Good work, Andrew. The worst part, Spain didn't even put Jamaica on the visa-free list, yet you're here talking about what a match. You're worried about the wrong Spain. What happened to Spanish Town? What a way you have time for the World Cup when your country and your people are living in shambles.
Wagwan, beautiful people of Jamaica. Welcome back, everybody. Today, we are going to talk about two particular stories, and it's all about Jamaica. You know, Jamaicans are talking. So one of the story will be about this particular lady that has been arrested by the FBI, of course, through or via the Jamaican police. You know, she's actually accused of being part of a massive COVID-19 fraud scheme. And according to the prosecutors in America, they are saying that she was involved in more than $32 million fraud scheme. The second story is kind of political, because here we will be talking about the Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, who is actually facing some criticism, and Jamaicans are asking him a lot of questions regarding the trip to the FIFA World Cup. So according to the reports that we are seeing here, he's saying that he paid for it himself. So we have Jamaicans, or rather Jamaicans are divided. Some are accepting, others are asking more and more questions. So today, I want us to talk about these two stories. So, of course, we're gonna separate facts from opinions, and let us look at why these stories do matter a lot. So the first story has made international headlines, of course, and we've seen the story of a woman with Jamaican ties that has been arrested. She had been wanted by the US authorities, by the way, for so long. Even last year, she was in the wanted list. And now in the list, it has been indicated captured. So, according to the American Department of Justice, she is accused of taking part in a huge COVID-19 fraud scheme. And the prosecutors in America are saying that the fraud targeted emergency relief programs. So these programs were created during the COVID-19 pandemic. You all remember in the year 2020-2021. And the purpose of this program was simple. It was to help struggling businesses. It was to help workers keep their jobs. It was to help families survive. Instead, you know, we have investigators that are alleging that, you know what, in these particular programs, some people saw an opportunity, and that is an opportunity to steal. So American authorities are saying that, during those times, fake businesses were being created left, right, center, and they are giving out false documents. They were actually giving out fake payroll records. And those are the applicants. These are what the applicants are doing, giving out everything fake. So again, apart from submitting everything fake, they also were submitting false tax forms, and that is very, very bad. So the goal of this particular entire scenario was to ensure that at least, money is not stolen from the government. And they actually believe that money should have gone to legitimate businesses, to legitimate families, to legitimate people that really needed this help. So according to them, now they believe that more than 32 million was obtained through this scheme. We all know these are very huge amount of money. And remember, all these are allegations. Nobody has been proven guilty at all. We have the courts that will decide whether they're guilty or not. So it's important to also remember that everyone is innocent until proven guilty. The American authorities are saying that several people are charged. Some have already pleaded guilty, others have already been sentenced. But again, the prosecutors are saying that this Jamaican woman, he actually flee. She went back to Jamaica before attending court sessions. And yeah, that's why she was gotten. She was found in Jamaica. So the reports in the internet, according to the FBI, they're saying that she was actually added to the world's most wanted person, the most fraud list that America has ever had. And in that particular list, a reward was offered to someone that will actually locate her. At last, Jamaican law enforcement located her. She was arrested, and now she has been returned to the United States of America, whereby she'll be facing the charges in court. So this particular case has actually attracted a lot of attention. I know it's easy to understand because if you actually think about the COVID years back in 2020, 2021, lots of businesses closed down. People lost jobs, families struggled to survive, the government rushed to provide emergency support. And as you can see, the money was meant to help the needy people, not to enrich fraudsters. So this is the reason as to why these allegations have actually angered the authority and so many people. Because you see, every dollar that was lost to fraud is a dollar that could have actually helped someone else. Probably a struggling restaurant, a small shop, a family business. So many honest business owners applied for help, of course, during those days. Some received less than what they really needed, others received nothing at all. So when actually people get to hear that millions was actually stolen, I can tell you, people feel so bad. Many Jamaicans also worry about something else, and that is to do with the good island's reputation. You see, whenever a Jamaican is being linked to an international crime story, everybody will be concerned. They will worry about how the world sees Jamaica, and many of them will also point out that millions of Jamaicans are actually hardworking and honest. And of course, they wouldn't want to be in a position whereby one person's alleged actions tend to define an entire island. No. So as much as we have those that will actually have such kind of a thought, others will have a very different view. And they'll be like, you see, these particular crime issues, it has no nationality. If someone breaks the law, they should face justice. No matter who they are, no matter where they come from, that is a principle that many people do support. So there is this other different story that I now want to talk about, the Prime Minister Andrew Holness, who some few days ago addressed questions about his World Cup trip. And I can tell you that Jamaicans wondered who paid for it. Was it the taxpayers' money? Was it sponsors? Was it his own money? I mean, the Prime Minister at long last came out and he had to answer, because Jamaicans were discussing this particular issue and they wanted to know. So, according to the Prime Minister, he said that he paid for the trip himself. And for many people, that really settled that issue. And of course, for some, it brought more and more conversation to it. And it's understandable because, you see, at the end of the day, it's not a crime to attend the World Cup. It's just a personal choice, right? Because you see, many football fans, they tend to dream of attending a World Cup. If the Prime Minister paid for it himself, yeah, there's no problem at all. But in that regard, not everybody will actually agree with that. Because at the end of the day, leaders, most of the time, they tend to face higher, a higher scrutiny than the rest. So, like, they want transparency. Even when personal money is involved, they'll actually argue about perception, think that it's very important, especially during difficult economic times. You could see Jamaicans saying that, oh, congratulations, Andrew Holness, for attending the World Cup. Yet our roads are really, really terrible. So many people were actually talking in that perspective, that they're struggling, the food prices are still high, the cost of living is a major concern. So as much as many Jamaicans believe that their leaders should be extra careful about how their actions are viewed, those are their own opinion. Because I know there are those who will be like, leaders should not be expected to stop living normal lives, even if they are elected, you know. As long as public money is not involved, then social media has always gone aflame and exploded. But again, in every conversation, you have those that will support and others that will defend, others that will not support, you know. We will have those that will remain kind of skeptical. But the bottom line is, all of these people, they just want information. And that shows that trust is really valuable, information is valuable, and once questions begin, people want clear answers. If you try to compare these two stories, there is one word that really stands out, and that is accountability. In the fraud case of this particular lady, people want accountability for anyone who abused public funds. For the World Cup debate, people want accountability from public leaders. So you see this different situation, different facts, but the same principle. I mean, people just want honesty, transparency, trust, you know, because these conversations will not end today, by the way. The fraud case is now before the courts in the United States of America. The legal process is taking its course. Evidence will be presented, arguments will be heard, the court will make its decision, and for the World Cup debate, the Americans will continue to form their own opinion. Some will believe the Prime Minister's explanation, others will not, others will continue asking more and more questions, and that's the nature of democracy, right? People will discuss, debate, disagree, and that's very healthy, as long as those discussions remain respectful. Now, guys, I don't know what you think about this particular issues that we're talking about today. Kindly comment down below. Let us know what's your opinion on this. What are you saying about this? Again, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.